Hello VR addicts, welcome to my channel. I am Paolo Trianni and today I'm just going to make a vlog because I've got absolutely nothing else planned for today. But I do have a HP Reverb version 2 review video coming for tomorrow, and that's the noise you can hear right now if you can hear the fans revving up and etc. But what am I going to talk about? Well, as you fully well know, Star VR1 is now available to buy. Well, it's kind of available to buy. If you go to the website, it's a bit kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. There's all these buttons and none of them are telling me the price. It almost just seems like in Europe anyway, for sure, you just kind of show interest and then obviously they then contact you and then I guess the scam starts to begin. I'm not sure if it's a scam. I'm pretty sure it's not a scam, but it's going to be pretty pricey because it's made for businesses and enterprises, etc. So it's going to be quite an expensive headset, but it does have a really shockingly large field of view. It's actually not a bad looking headset, I think personally myself. I quite like the look of it. It looks like it's kind of comfortable as well, and it does have a really nice display. It's not super sized, but considering it's OLED RGB is what I've heard, then that is the best of both worlds. So that's going to be a nice display for sure. And it also has dynamic rendering because it has eye tracking as well, which helps that. And that's kind of like a bit of a hard thing to actually do. And if that works, that's fantastic. So that headset is definitely going to be, yeah. It's going to be amazing, but no one's going to be able to afford it. And I'm really curious if Pimax's field of view is basically a sort of hurdle, because we always talk about it really as not being Pimax's fault, more of just games don't support it. And when more bigger field of views come out like Star VR, are we going to see the same thing? I think I've heard the same thing from the other large field of view headset, which I suddenly can't remember the name of. So it might be just a game thing. So we got to start thinking about building games with some serious large field of views that can bend around people's heads realistically. So yeah, so that's the Star VR. And I want to talk about COVID-19 a little bit here as well, because a lot of people, this is kind of probably backwards on the screen. No, is it forwards? Forwards. Obey. I wore this particularly today just so I can flaunt it a little bit, because it seems like almost like your government says, if you do this. In the UK, we've got this, right? Every day we get a press conference. I think the US has the same with Trump coming up and the team that he has behind him. But one, we have one that says basically, stay home, protect the NHS or protect the hospitals basically, and save lives. And they preach this pretty much every day. Stay home, protect the hospitals, save lives. Now, all you have to do is stay home, and these two will just happen because you've stayed home, right? But are people doing that? Nah, right? Now, if no one did it, if there was no lockdown at all, there'll be 500k deaths. That's what was predicted. That's more likely what would happen. Because we're in a lockdown, it hasn't. But if everyone obeyed the lockdown, we wouldn't get the deaths we're getting today. We're getting it today because people are just selfish. They're just stupid, and they have no self-control. And there's tons of problems with some people, like the elderly just can't stay in. They just can't stay in. They need to go out and spread their legs. They just can't. And some people are just such big social animals that they, it's torture for them to just stay in. It's easy for me, because I've got fibromyalgia and I kind of find it easy anyway. And I've got VR, so VR is ding, promotion. VR, if you want to help through your isolation, it's easy. Just buy a VR headset and you can be anywhere in the world, do anything you want, do anything you normally wouldn't be able to do. Yes, VR, best thing for a lockdown. And I have it. So, and if you're watching this, you more likely have it. But some people are very social. In fact, they don't watch telly, they don't listen to the radio, they don't listen to music, they probably don't flipping go on the interwebs, they don't even have sex, because that's just overrated for them. They sleep. What's sleep? Don't sleep. Who sleeps? have a coffee every 5 seconds. Yeah, then I'm out talking to my mates, talking to people I don't even know. I'm talking to the tree sometimes. I'm that social. Yeah, that's social. I went into Clyde a little there, didn't I? I'm not Clyde though. Clyde's just here. Like, look, watch. Oi, Paolo, you're an idiot. Yeah, see, there's Clyde. Right. So basically, these people are struggling, and you can't really blame them. But the problem is when you break the rules, people, you know, are going to get sick, and it's not going to probably be you that dies. It'll be somebody else. And I personally, in the UK, we're allowed to go out for one exercise or go out for essential foods. And when you're getting essential stuff, you can also buy other stuff that's in that store. That's not against the rules. And frankly, if somebody, you know, there's also other vulnerable people out there that do need to go out to stores to, you know, just help them get through the day. And I haven't really been breaking the rules at all. I've been walking the dogs and exercising at the same time. So my instead of running or biking like I would normally do, I'm only been walking through this lockdown, and slowly, because the dogs stop to sniff every 5 seconds. So it's been a bit of a slow walk, but I've been getting heart points on my watch, and I've been getting activity on my watch. And, you know, at VR, we can just put Thrill of the Fight on and do some exercise there, and I can go in the garage and lift some weights as well. So it's not completely the end of the world. But when I do my one walk a day, you can see people breaking the rules all the time. And there's gatherings outside at the parks, and people playing on the swings when they're not allowed to. That's against the rules as well of the lockdown. And there's just constantly breaking the rules scenarios like that. Like, my wife was at Tesco's yesterday, which is a supermarket in the UK, if you didn't know. And no one was, well, some people were, but most people were right up in her face when they're not supposed to be keeping their 2 meters distance, you know. And yeah, they were right up in her face, and she just wanted to get out of there as fast as she could, because she just, you know, it was really weird, because normally when she goes to Tesco's, when they're in a lockdown, they're not normally up in her face like that, but they were really up in her face. It was almost like some people were just like, you know, making a meal of it, and it was just awful for her, so she had to come back. And, you know, and the way sometimes they're handling stuff as well, like, yeah, we'll protect our staff, but the customers can go screw themselves. And then, like, you know, and then things are getting a bit tense. Like, there was a person with a busted arm that wanted to go into B&M, which is a shop, and they couldn't get in with their friend who was there to help them, because it was one in, one out, and no partners or couples or friends in together. And so this poor lady with a busted arm had to do her own shopping in there. And then there's people that stay at home that are usually, you know, that used to be alcoholics or addicts, like crackheads and heroin addicts and other type of addicts, that basically, you know, staying at home is torture for them. So they, you know, if you see somebody going out to get a tin of paint or a hose, you know, just think that maybe it's just someone trying to keep themselves occupied, like by washing their car or painting one of their rooms of their houses or whatever, or painting a next door neighbour's house because they hate them. Who knows? But we're kind of all in it together. And this is another thing I wanted to talk about. I constantly keep seeing like division and racism and stuff like that. And I just want to point out, and patronism, I hate patronism. How people, like, you know, going to hate me for saying I hate patronism. But it's a division. Everyone's got to remember that every single person that looks like this, if it's black or flipping Asian or any other shape or form that is human, is the human race. Okay, that's one race. We might have slight breeds, but we're one race. We're all in it together. Most of us just want to get by, you know, love, be happy, you know, have a family, you know. So we don't need to divide ourselves by suddenly saying like, oh, I'm from the UK, by the way, and us UK people, we used to rule the world at one point. You know, we owned everything, you know. Oh, by the way, I'm not just from the UK, I'm also Roman. Yeah, like Italian Roman. Yeah, and the Romans used to, like, you know, they were the best. Cares? I'm human. I'm human just like you. I don't make any difference if where you come from or what you are. We're all human beings. We're all in this together. We don't need to hate. We don't need to hate the Chinese, because it's not the Chinese people. It might be the Chinese government. It might be that Charles Lieber guy that was a traitor, well, that some people are calling a traitor in the US. Or that Chinese spy that was found trying to carry vials across to Wuhan, believe it or not. So, you know, we all need to get on. We're all human beings, and yeah, we'll squabble and we'll fight and all that, but there shouldn't be no hate between us when we're all, you know, in this together. And don't let, basically, like the US, the UK, Scotland, like Scotland pretty much hates England and everything else, I think. I love Scotland, you know, so, you know, love us, you know, what's hard but loving us back, you know what I mean? Wales, God, you gotta love Wales, jeez. And then there's like France, and then Belgium, Netherlands, Sweden, Norway, you know, Denmark, Germany, Italy, you know, China, Japan. Love North Korea. No, but think about North Korea for a second though. Think about that, right? You know, do you hate North Korea? You can't help, surely you can't hate the people in North Korea. They're just the same as human being as anyone else, just trying to get by, like I said, trying to have a family, trying to be happy. Yeah, they're suppressed by a government that's there, but you can't hate them, you know, you can't hate the people. And they might even be like given a philology, I can't even say that, or an idea set, you know, like a Rant gets, for instance, where they kind of like, you know, sometimes burn flags of England and US, and not that England cares if they burn flags. Most of us don't care about that sort of thing, but they do it particularly with US flags because they know that it just winds you guys up. Some of you guys up anyway. Yeah, because you kind of like wave them everywhere, right? Don't you? You have them out houses and like, we don't do that here in the UK. It's not really like, you know, if India started hating us and stopped giving us curries, we'd be really upset in the UK. We'd be like, we might go back to war with them. We might go and invade again just for curry. No, that's another thing as well. We love India, even though there's a lot of scam places out there, isn't there? A lot of scamming going on there. And it used to be not India. Before that, it was another country in Africa, wasn't it? I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, we're all getting on, so we all should get on, and this has kind of like, in a way, should unite us a little bit, because this COVID-19 is affecting all of us alike, because we're all humans. So let's all just try to get on and try to obey and actually do what our governments tell us to do this particular time, unless some super conspiracy comes up that an alien invasion is about to happen and we're all inside just so we can skip over it. Because I definitely want to be out there to see that. I want to do like an Independence Day kind of like part, you know, where I'm sort of like looking down the road and seeing everyone packing their cars like Will Smith did, and then suddenly just look up, and then because my kid's just sitting there going pew 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 at the sky or something. One of those moments, yeah. So that's basically it. And what did I think to the HP reverb? Well, you're gonna have to wait for tomorrow for that review, and that's version 2 of that, by the way. So you know, it didn't break on me, thank God. What have I been playing lately? We've seen what I've been playing lately. I've still been playing some Half-Life Alyx, obviously, because it's an amazing game. I haven't gone back to Walking Dead, even though I think that is an amazing game as well. What have I been doing in life? Well, I've been playing Division 2 flat. Yeah. Oh, whoa, calm down. I told you we're all in this together. We're all human beings here. Don't hate on me just because I played a flat game, and probably one that no one likes either. Even flat gamers don't even like Division 2 half the time. Division 2 has a lot of content, and it's something that I can sit down for an hour or two with some of my close friends and actually enjoy and get together still, because even though both of them have CV1s, they rarely ever touch the CV1s. Actually, one of them's his CV1 is with his kid who's playing Half-Life Alyx, and the other person, I think his girlfriend uses it more than he does. So, you know, they're not big into VR, but we all have friends like that, right? And sorry, my phone just keeps going off. You know, I just had a... What, really? You just thought you would wreck my video just to put a link up?
You want to cook? Are you finished yet?
You want to cook? Is that what the link was?
No, but I want to cook. Are you finished yet?
I'm nearly finished.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Thank you. But I'm just having a protein drink, right? Because there's no pizza or anything.
It's too noisy, so hurry up.
Okay. Right, okay. So, yeah, basically, there's lots of things to talk about. but that's kind of where I've been really lately, been playing some Division with my friends, and they've been off as well, because obviously we've had Good Friday and Easter Monday, which I don't know if it's celebrated everywhere, but I'm assuming a lot of Christian countries would celebrate that because it's a Christian holiday, really. And God bless Jesus. Because if he was the man he was, and he really did exist, he was actually a pretty decent guy, right? I don't think there's anything else to say. Now I'm completely off balance. You kind of thrown me a little bit there, like, you know, can't you be more of a director or something? And then I can't look at it on my watch, can I? I mean, can I look at it on my watch? No, it's not even letting me click on it. Just says you sent a link on my timeline. All right, so another thing you need to obey is the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't done that, and the bell button if you haven't done that. Also, leave a comment on some of the views we've talked about today, which was only 2 of them: Star VR and COVID-19, and and being all human beings, and, you know, don't be frigging racist and don't be hateful, and to, you know, you can't just say like, that person's Chinese. No, that person's a human being, okay, just like you, just trying to get by like you. Don't frigging like say, oh my god, that person there is frigging African, because African's a whole continent of people. There's tons of countries there, okay? Learn your continents, all right? And unless you want to hate on Germans, that's fine. No, it's not fine. Not fine to hate on Germans. Germans are fantastic people. Some of the best people, actually. And you know that because you watch Sebastian, and you also watch Voodoo, surely. And they're both absolutely fantastic people. Yeah, so thank you for watching. And sorry I didn't have any content today. But yeah, I love you long time. Ciao. Hello, VR addicts. Hello, VR addicts. Hello, VR addicts. My hands are crazy today.